Good day, everyone. For today's video, I'm going to give you a discussion about the history development of Philippine education. So, before we're going to start, I'm going to introduce myself first. My name is Lady Miss Ramirez, the discussant for today. Okay, for the introduction, education in the Philippines has evolved through centuries influenced by indigenous traditions, colonial rule, and modern reforms. It has played a crucial role in shaping the nation's identity, progress, and socioeconomic development. Understanding the historical journey of Philippine education helps us appreciate how it has transformed from informal community-based learning to a structured system that aims to meet global standard. We have here the different period that our education system has evolved through these centuries. First is the pre-colonial period. In pre-colonial period, before the arrival of foreign colonizers, the early Filipinos practiced an informal and community-based education system. This was centered on practical knowledge necessary for daily survival. So in learning methods, knowledge was passed down orally from elders to the younger generation. The subject taught skills such as hunting, fishing, farming, and boat making, as well as values, customs, and traditions were emphasized. In writing system, the natives had their own script such as baybayin, which was used for communication and documentation. The primary goal of education during this time was to equip individuals with essential life skills and to ensure the preservation of cultural traditions. And the second is the Spanish period in the year of 1521 to 1898. When the Spaniards arrived, they introduced formal education to the Philippines, but it was primarily controlled by the Catholic Church and aimed to spreading Christianity. So in religious influence, education was heavily based on Christian teachings, with friars managing schools. And the school and institution this time, the first schools were established for the elite class, while basic literacy and religious instruction were provided for the general population. Notable institutions included Colegio de San Ignacio in 1590, the first formal school in the Philippines, University of Santo Tomas in the year of 1611, the oldest existing university in Asia. So, the language of instruction this time, initially Spanish, was the primary language of education, which limited access for native Filipinos. While the Spanish era introduced formal learning, access to education remained limited to the privileged, leaving many Filipinos without proper schooling. So, in the time of American period, year 1898 to 1946, after Spain ceded the Philippines to the United States, the Americans established a free and secular public school system. This was a significant turning point in the Philippine education. The democratic education this time, the Americans introduced universal access to education, making primary education free for all. The English as the medium of instruction. English replaced Spanish as the primary language used in school. So, American teachers, known as Thomasites, were sent to the Philippines to train local teachers and improve the education system. For the curriculum expansion this time, subjects like science, mathematics, history, and civics were incorporated into the curriculum, shifting away from purely religious instruction. Okay, Okay, for the higher education this time, the University of the Philippines or UP was established in 1908 as the century's premier state university. So the American education system significantly improved literacy rates and introduced a structured government regulated schooling system. For the Japanese period, year 1941 to 1945, during World War II, the Japanese military controlled the Philippines and made several changes to the education system. Promotion of nationalism, the Japanese sought to remove American influence and promote Filipino identity. Nihongo instruction, Japanese was introduced as a medium of instruction alongside Tagalog. Vocational training, education was reoriented towards practical and technical skills to support war efforts. Restricted learning, Western books and teachings were banned and pro-Japanese propaganda was integrated into the curriculum. So the Japanese occupation disrupted the education system, but it also highlighted the importance of promoting Filipino nationalism in education. In the post-war period or the post-independence and modern era in the year of 1946 to present, after gaining independence in 1946, the Philippine government took full control of the education system and initiated several reforms. So, Republic Act number 1425, Rizal Law in the year of 1956 mandated the inclusion of the works of Jose Rizal in the curriculum to instill patriotism. So, in bilingual education policy in the year of 1974, introduced English and Filipino as the official languages of instruction. Okay, so in contemporary period, in Education Act of 1982 defined the structure of the Philippine education system, including elementary, secondary, and tertiary levels. And the Key to 12 program in the year of 2013 to present, one of the most significant reform, adding 2 more years to high school to align with international education standards. Modern Philippine education continues to evolve, integrating technology, improving access, and addressing educational gaps to meet the needs of the 21st century. Okay, to sum up everything from the past colonial period to contemporary period, the historical development of Philippine education reflects the country's journey through various cultural, political, and societal changes. From informal indigenous learning to the structured educational system influenced by Spanish, American, and Japanese rule, each period has contributed to shaping modern educational in the Philippines. Understanding this evolution helps us appreciate past reform, recognize current challenges, and guide future improvement. By learning from history, we can develop a more inclusive, effective, and globally competitive education system that empowers future generations. Okay, so I hope you understand my discussion for today. So that will be all. Thank you for listening.